So a viewer asked this great question about, does it feel strange or foreign to be going back home? I'm currently in New Zealand, but I've lived in Spain for 15 years, but I'm from here. I'm from New Zealand. So, where is home? And I always kind of thought, well, I guess Spain is home now and New Zealand is no longer my home. I've learned something new on this trip. When I got off the plane in Auckland, the smell of New Zealand, it was just like cut grass. Everything smells so fresh. It just took me right back to my youth. At the same time, I do feel quite distant from New Zealand. I don't live here in any kind of day-to-day way. And yet when I'm in Spain, it feels familiar and I understand the rhythms and it's my home and it's where I live. And yet I will always be a little bit of an outsider. It's not so much that I've given up New Zealand as my home and I now have Spain as my home. I realize when you move overseas, you actually kind of acquire a new home and then you have two or more homes depending on how many places you've lived, and you have a relationship with each one that's quite different. And I think that's really rich, and I've only kind of thought about that the first time I'm here. So of course the wind's kicking up in New Zealand, is always the weather is always moving. So yeah, I think the concept of home is an interesting one, and it's good to be back. All right, I'm going to go and have fish and chips. Oh, and before I get to the fish and chips, I'm curious, if you've moved to Spain, where do you think home is? Is home back home, or is it in Spain? Do you have one home? Do you have more than one home? Let us know in the comments. I'm curious to read your thoughts on this really interesting question. Okay, let me hit the food now.